What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today we got another statue in the house. Now, if you all remember, like 2 months ago, I got the Weta Cave Troll. And after looking at the statue for several days, seeing how complicated it was to display due to the pose, I decided to return it. There was just a few things about it I didn't like, and I didn't think it paired good enough with my other ones. It just looked out of place. So I returned it, got my money back, and I ordered this one. So this is by Iron Studios. It is their 1/10 Cave Troll. Now, one of my biggest problems with Weta is I felt it was very underscaled for 1/6. You know, I compared it to my other 1/6 scales, and it just looked off. It looked like it was probably, 1/9 scale. It barely looked even bigger than this bad boy. So now this box is bigger and heavier than I expected. For a 1/10, this is a big box. Now this was quite pricey for a 1/10 as well, because the Hulk Buster, which is a huge 1/10, costs like $300 or $350, and then this one was like $700. So here's the box. And the back side, nothing too fancy. They did give us straps, which is really nice. But this is quite heavy, and I was hoping it wouldn't be too heavy, so I kind of planned to put this on a wall mount. But I'm pretty confident my wall mount can hold up to 30 pounds. I'm glad they did these straps, though. But it looks like they also did tape it. But not a ton of tape. Now, I've only seen a few pictures of this, and they weren't very good, so I'm not, really sure what to expect, and I haven't seen any YouTube videos either. Alrighty. Yeah, this, I can already tell you this is bigger than I expected. It's weird. Like a big empty spot here. I'm like, why did they even cut that styrofoam out if they're not going to put anything there? All right, first we're going to get the base, which goes in here at a weird diagonal angle. It's interesting. This is one thing I did like substantially better about this piece. I thought the base was very boring on the Weta. Now this one, huge freaking, look at that metal rod. This, on the bottom, there is no edition size, it just says Cave Troll. Now this base is great because it has tons of skulls, weapons, exactly what I wanted. And it's also just not too big either for the base. It's about a foot wide, I would say, because this, I believe, is a 12-inch, or maybe it's bigger. Maybe, I don't know, I'd need to measure it, but. Next is the Cave Troll, and he looks pretty freaking big. And I'm sure he is the weighty one. Yep, he's the weighty one, all right. Alrighty, so you can just see, yeah, this has a good weight to it. And the peg goes right here, actually. So it goes like that. And I did not, there we go, now it's in. Now, I'm thinking this is bigger than Hulk Buster. Based off initial views, I think this is bigger. here is the portrait. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. I like that. Mouth looks very glossy. The eyes look very well painted. They're not the resin glass eyes that the Weta used, although I did have some issues with their resin glass eyes. It wasn't perfect. There was some huge noticeable errors. But for such a small piece, I don't think a resin glass eyes is needed. Strong magnet, which is always nice. There's a few smaller pieces here. Not sure what this is. Looks okay. Right here. Looks like this is supposed to go on his head. It looks like it's a little bit bendable. So just got to be careful not to break it. I always hate when they do something like this and it's not super bendable. All right, so this is like the chain. And as you can see, that like dangles like that. And then his mace comes in 2 pieces, and that is it. Now this is more or less part of a diorama, a 1/10 scale, similar to what they did with Avengers Endgame. Iron Studios is doing with Lord of the Rings. They're doing the Mines of Moria cave troll scene. So they've already released 3 additional orcs to go with him. So they've released Gimli, Legolas, Frodo, several of the key main characters. They still haven't released, like Eragon or some of the other key characters. I was hoping they just release one giant diorama similar to their like X-Men, and I'd just buy that, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. So I don't think I'll collect the whole line. So this guy, giant rod that inserts like that, goes through the hand. And there is his weapon. That was the biggest problem with the Weta, is the weapon was so big and wide, it truly made it extremely difficult to display. Like, ridiculously wide. And it had a lot of empty space in between that I just was not digging. I hate when a statue takes up a lot of space, but also doesn't at the same time. So I'm going to give this a good look-see here in a sec. Just want to get this box out of the way. Alrighty, so here is a size comparison so you guys can see just how big this is. It feels like the size of a 1/4 scale statue. That's how big this feels to me. It's definitely awesome looking. Check this out. It's easier to see this in person. Let me just remove the head so you can really see. Look at that. That mouth gloss and like the teeth. The eyes have a nice gloss to it. The nose does. They honestly did a phenomenal job on this. They really did. And then the skin texture really has this like rock effect, sort of. Yeah, we're gonna get this out of here into the other room and do some better close-ups. I'm gonna clean up real quick, but I'm digging it so far. Alrighty, so in typical fashion, like I did with the Weta Cave Troll, I wanted to do a quick size comparison next to some 1/4 scale so you guys can gauge how big this guy is. So he is quite a heavy little piece. I mean, little also, he's a little big piece because he's 1/10. He's obviously not like as tall as a 1/4, but he's girthy, he's thick, and it is very big for a 1/10 scale. I do think it's probably bigger than the Hulkbuster, which I owned, and I sold that one. This one is about double the price, and granted, production costs have increased substantially since then. And I know their new Hulkbuster is only 14 inches tall, where this is 18, so he is bigger than Hulkbuster, and he does have a lot of detail, and he looks fantastic. I'm really digging the paint job on him. I know, you know, a lot of people prefer the Weta, but I gotta say, I think I just prefer this. I like the, you know, the big white belly, the way they did this back, like, I don't even know what the heck to call that. Scales, I guess. And then the texture here in his arm. I really like, I love the base. Even his mace just looks fantastic. They really did an awesome job on this guy. And so I would say the price is worth it. Now, I did use a 10% off coupon. I ordered direct through Iron Studios website, and I'll leave a link in the description below where you guys can order. But they shipped him same day paid. That's a first for me with Iron Studios. They always ship like a few weeks later. I paid for him, they shipped him same day, and I was like, whoa! I hope this is a new trend with them, because I love how Sideshow and other retailers will do that. So yeah, let's do some more good close-ups though. So the base, it's a typical like rocky dirt, you know, and they're in the mines of Moria. But you do have a skull here, an axe, more like bones, another skull, some legs, another skull, some broken wood. So I like what they did with this base. I think they did a great job overall with the base, adding a lot of variety and not making it too simple. And you can just see, you know, compared to the size of a 1/10 human to this guy, you know, he's way bigger. And when a typical 1/10 only costs $90, you can see why this is 6 times as expensive. Start at the feet. So he has these, God, the way this material looks almost looks like a fine finish of some like piano. And then his legs, tons of texture detail. See his knees has like calluses on it. Very, very cool looking. And then here's his little like groin cover. Looks good. It's textured. And then his belly, you know, much wider looking. And then his nipples are brown. I really dig the scales they did, like right here on the back. It's not the entire body, but certain parts, and it does look very well done. I would say the face is probably one of the best points. They just did such a stellar job in that mouth. I honestly think that mouth looks better than the Weta. The way they did that wet effect inside, in person, it's so impressive. I really am digging the eye paint job. They did a fantastic job. Very, very impressed. And then this guy, look at that. He's definitely gone through some battles. Very rusted and greatly weathered. Here's the back part. So yeah, overall, very, very impressed with this piece. I'm very happy with it. I am glad I sold Weta to get this, because to be honest, I like this more. It's a lot easier to display, and it just looks better in my opinion. Even though this doesn't have the 2 little orcs, I mean, if I wanted the orcs, I could buy some 1/10 orcs. They got 3 of them. But frankly, I don't think I'll do that. I don't know, maybe I will. But I think overall this is just better for me. Even though it's half cost, it is smaller, I just think it's better. I think it just looks better, looks cooler. And when it comes down to it, that's what matters. Let's go ahead and place it next to the Balrog and Smog to see how it looks. Alrighty, so here's the size comparison next to the Smog and Balrog by Weta. Those are non-scaled, but as you can see, the Cave Troll actually fits in really good. He is bigger than both of them, and considering the original price of both of those, I think Iron Studios priced the Cave Troll quite right. The only thing I would love is a better underbase. Otherwise, I think they did a really fantastic job on this piece. So you could just see what it looks like. Now I'm going to see if I can fit it up there. If I need to add some support on each side, I may, just because it is kind of heavy. And previously I've done some 1/4 there. They weren't super heavy. I have the Iron Spidey up on one, and he's a decent weight. He actually might weigh as much as this Cave Troll. So I think I'll probably be fine. But yeah, let's put him up there now. I also want to see him right here, actually, real quick. Alrighty, just quick comparison of him next to these guys. So yeah, he's a big boy. Even at 1/10 scale, he is a big boy. Alrighty, folks, so it looks like the Cave Troll will not work up there for 2 reasons. If I have it facing this way, he sticks out way too much. The only way to not stick him out is to basically have him angled this way. I also don't trust him on a wall shelf. He's freaking heavy. You know, when I did Galadriel, she doesn't weigh a lot at all, like 7 pounds, where he weighs like freaking 25. So I think it's best to just keep a 1/4 scale up there. Example, I could do the Moria Orc or the Black Orc Scout eventually when I run out of space, because I have to, you know, move everything here over here. You know, and I can also technically, I put these white shelves here because I wasn't really using them over in the other room, and I can put statues even up there. I could technically fit 4 1/4 scales and do like a 2-layered approach. We'll see. Like I said, I'm still, you know, going to be doing most likely the Prime 1 line. Unless Sauron super disappoints, then I'd just keep my sideshow, or maybe even just upgrade a few. Although I feel like if you're going to do one, you might as well do them all. Unless you're just doing Sauron. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and keep the Cave Troll right here. I'm just going to keep him next to my monsters and, you know, just get the Fell Beast and have them all 4 together. I'll figure it out if I need to rearrange some things or whatnot. I don't need to really worry about that for right now, just because Godzilla vs. Kong ain't shipping for 3+ years. So I'll just scooch that over and do, you know, the Fell Beast in here, and probably do it bust next to each display. So yep, that is basically what is going on. So I'm very happy though with this Cave Troll. I'm happy I returned Weta to get this. I think this is just much better for my collection. Will I consider a future Cave Troll? If there was a 1/4 scale that was just extremely well done, then yes. But this 1/10 does fit the bill, and it does look fantastic next to Balrog, Smaug, and when I get Fell Beast to have like the 4 main creatures of the Lord of the Rings. So I do highly suggest this piece though, especially for the price, the quality, and everything. I feel like it's worth the price tag, absolutely, and I'm very happy to have it. It honestly does tempt me a little to get the entire 1/10 Lord of the Rings line. I'm like, man, just buy the 3 orcs, the heroes, boom, done. That would look sick inside like a Magi case, having all the entire diorama with a backdrop similar to my, you know, endgame diorama. I think that would be super cool. Anyways, folks, that is it. Just wanted to show you guys this and everything. I'm very happy. Be sure to tune into tomorrow's video. Something very special, something very expensive coming. That is the statue I got instead of keeping Logan. Anyways, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.